Last Friday, 150 Starbucks stores went on strike. Why? Because they weren't allowed to hang pride decorations. Yeah, you'd think the strike should be about something tangible and economic and not ideological, but hey, here we are. Now, here's the important thing. We were told by the Starbucks Corporation that they weren't actually instructing stores to remove pride decorations. I said, I don't believe them. You know why? The workers are ideologically motivated. They are offended they have to take these decorations down. Starbucks corporate is economically and financially motivated, and they don't want a Bud Light situation. Which, oh yeah, we'll get into. Because Bud Light, aside from giving away free beer, is now launching a massive ad campaign in a desperate bid to win y'all back. But you know what? The videos speak for themselves. I just retweeted it. The obese old man in tighty whities twerking and gyrating and spreading his legs in front of children. Yeah, show that video to your friends and family. It's on my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Timcast. I don't think I can show that on YouTube, to be completely honest. But this is the reality, the ideological capture. But let's talk about the Bud Light effect. Get woke, go broke. You see, videos like that old man, I think they're shocking to regular people. And I think now, when you see that, and then people hear about what's going on at Starbucks, they say, you know what, I'll just shop somewhere else. So let them strike. I'll tell you this. This is one picket line that I will be crossing. CNBC reports strikes at some organized U.S. Starbucks stores started Friday in Seattle after the coffee giant and the union rep baristas publicly clashed over claims the company was not allowing Pride Month decor in cafes. The union, Starbucks Workers United, said more than 150 stores representing nearly 3,500 workers have pledged to join the strikes, which will take place over the next week. More than 24 additional stores are voting on strike authorizations, and the count could rise to nearly 200 stores by the end of the week. Last week, the union alleged dozens of U.S. stores were not allowing employees to decorate for Pride Month, accusations that suggested a wave of backlash against LGBTQ plus inclusion. Oh, I love how these psychopaths do that. Had reached a perceived liberal bastion in corporate America. Starbucks said it had not revised its guidelines for store decorations. Quote, "We want to be crystal clear. Starbucks has been and will continue to be at the forefront of supporting the LGBTQIA2+. Are you kidding me? Wow. This is actually, I'm reading the quote. We will not waver in that commitment, Starbucks CEO Laxman Narasimhan and Executive Vice President and President of North America Sarah Trilling said in a statement. Despite today's public commentary, there has been no change to any of our policies as it relates to inclusive store environments, our company culture, and the benefits we offer our partners. We continue to encourage our store leaders to celebrate with their communities, including the U.S. Pride Month in June, blah, 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 blah. I don't believe them. I think the stores know what's up. I think if you're someone, I think Starbucks is franchised, but I have to imagine this. You're a manager. You want good sales numbers. You know that if you put these decorations up, depending on which area you're in, you're going to lose money and people are going to get pissed off. So you pull the decorations. Sure, maybe corporate's like, we have no policy here. That doesn't mean that individual stores aren't saying outright no. So I got to wonder. You know, they're saying inclusivity. I wonder about that phrase, inclusivity. Inclusive of who? You know, we had, I talked about this in the morning segment. We had Emma Vigeland on the Culture War podcast. Really fun show. We're going to do a lot more of these. And we have another one coming up Friday, of course. And, you know, she talks about, she said, you're for censorship. And I said, yes, I am. Yeah, okay. Next question. Of course, we've always been. Censor child abuse, censor murder videos. You know what I mean? Like videos of people's privacy being violated. There's a moral line there. If someone's out in public, well, then you're in public. If someone is the victim of a crime and a crime involving children, I think we censor these things. Now, to what degree do we censor them? To varying degrees. Like if there's a video of brutal murder, we don't say remove it from the internet entirely. We say filter it. Children shouldn't get access to it. We need protections on that stuff. But that's censorship. Inclusivity. Do we want to be inclusive? Sure. But inclusive of everyone? Of course not. Do you, leftists, want to be inclusive of pedophiles? The answer is resoundingly yes, they do. And we can see that in all the videos they put out where you've got the guy, you know what? Maybe I should just pull it up. I don't know. Maybe you guys will get mad at me if I do because it's a disgusting video, but I'm going to pull it up. And then you can watch and then you can show this stuff. Oh, the tweet is unavailable. Why is that? Okay. So Twitter is censoring it. Let's, that's interesting. I went to my Twitter account to pull up this tweet of the guy twerking and spreading his legs in front of children. And it says this tweet is unavailable. Let me pull it up. The tweet's unavailable. I can't show you. No, I can click on it. I just don't know if I should, to be completely honest, because it's graphic. It's graphic, okay? It just is. A man spreading his legs and thrusting thrusting at children. You get the point. Yeah. It's on my Twitter account if you really want to see it. You want to be inclusive to pedophiles? Left? Yeah? Okay. I think we shouldn't be inclusive of everybody. Like, I don't want to be inclusive of Nazis. I don't want to be inclusive of pedos. I don't want to be inclusive of racists. It's weird, right? It's weird that they want to be inclusive of everybody. That's where it gets creepy. But this is where we're currently at. In a post on its website, Starbucks shared a June 14th letter from its VP Resources saying to cease, demanding the union cease from knowingly misleading partners. Very interesting. Workers United has alleged instances in at least 22 states when workers have not been able to decorate, pointing to social media accounts where workers have documented their claims. I told y'all this was going to happen. Corporate is lying, or they're playing weasel games where they're like, we have no policy here. And what they really have is a policy there. What it really is a bunch of stores taking these actions because they were not instructed to, but recommended, and then say, we don't have a policy forcing people to do this. It's a recommendation. My friends, the Bud Light effect is real, and it is before us. Bud Light launches biggest summer campaign ever amid backlash and a decline in sales. Bud Light sales revenue declined by 26.8% in early June, and it's only going to get worse because we're sick of it. Today, they say, what is today? It's the anniversary of Obergefell, the legalization of same-sex marriage, Supreme Court ruling. You know, and there are a lot of people who talk about whether or not this was the slippery slope and all of that. But today is a big day. It's a big day. We talk about that move. I think it was 2015. So we're about 8 years on. We are literally 8 years on. In the privacy of their own home. In the privacy of your own home. And we respect it. But then people start coming out into the streets completely naked and they start, or in tighty whities, old, lewd and lascivious, lecherous pedophiles start thrusting their genitals at children in public. And some men fully nude. Illegal. Completely illegal. So I think when you see that, regular people just say, enough with all of it. And you know what the pride flag means? It means that. Okay, look. To all my friends who are LGBTQ, I have many. You are not represented by what is happening in these streets. And if you choose to defend it, I'm not going to give the benefit of the doubt to anybody, not even people I know. If you are out there waving these flags, you are out there attempting to defend and protect pedophiles. Because at this point, certainly you can see groups like Gays Against Groomers, people who are LGBTQ being like, hey man, that guy should not be thrusting his genitals at children in public. They don't complain about it. In fact, when we had Emma Vigeland from the Majority Report with Sam Cedar on this show, she explicitly defended showing children pornography and teaching them to use, teaching 10-year-olds to use Grindr. Okay. We've got to stop acting like they're just mistaken. They know exactly what they're doing. Bud Light, you know exactly what you're doing. Bud Light sponsored a Toronto Pride event that included naked men parading in front of children. Okay, look, you want to talk about obscenity laws and all that stuff and where we draw the line, that's fine. But it's illegal. Going out naked, it's illegal. It is obscene. It used to be you couldn't use curse words either, which is kind of crazy. It used to be that, women couldn't go topless. But these changes are happening. Women in New York and in many other states, it is legal under the 14th Amendment. I don't know if it was Supreme Court. I know New York's state court. Women can go topless. If men can, women can. But then you got to talk about the junk, private parts downstairs, and whether or not we decide that there should be a barrier there. Well, there is. It is not appropriate for naked men to parade in front of children. Not. But they do it. And you know why? Because, listen, the cops in New York City, they know this is going on. They know that there are people breaking the law, but they like it. This is why I've always been, why you want to back the blue? When these leftists protest cops, they're protesting in their own cities. These are liberal Democrat cops in cities where these police officers took a knee for BLM. These police officers knowingly let people break the law in sexually lascivious ways. So why are you supporting these cops? If you are a cop in New York City, you are supporting and protecting pedophiles. Period. End of story. That's it. There's no question. You might be like, dude, I'm not stationed there. I'm in Brooklyn. Okay, I don't care, dude. You're part of an organization that knows these people are going around in front of kids. And you're like, fine by me. Is it worth the paycheck? Is it really worth it? The paycheck? That good? That good? Okay, take it. I don't care. But don't expect me to defend you because you're basically the guards for pedophiles to go out and thrust their junk in front of kids. Now, okay, let me slow down. Bud Light wants to pay money for it. It's one thing to be a cog in a machine like these cops in New York and Seattle and whatever that are just going along with it or actually just love it and support it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say this. If you're a cop in New York City, I'm just going to assume you love and support naked men thrusting in front of children. Otherwise, because it's so egregious that if I were part of an organization, any organization, and then they were like, we support this, I'd be like, I quit. I'm out. I don't want to have anything to do with that, dude. Sorry. I'm not here for that. So if you're a cop and you're like, well, I may not like it, but the paycheck's good. I'm like, nah, you love it. You love it. These cops are reveling in it. Man, these cops probably go home and they play videos online, watch it, and then just smile and nod along because they love it. Back to blue, baby. But let's talk about how much worse it can be. You've got Bud Light paying money for it. Listen, I'll say it again. I got no issue with people who are LGBTQ at all. But the fact that the pride events have started welcoming in overt groomers and pedophiles, I do have a problem with, right? So when we have someone on this show who is, LGBTQ or whatever, there's no issue at all. No issue at all. We've had several transgender guests on this show. We don't even talk about trans issues. I don't care. Like, dude, live your life. Dress how you want to dress. I see a guy dressed like a lady dressed like a guy, and I'm like, man, be happy. Do your thing. Just know overt sexual gratuitous behavior in front of children. Is it really that hard? Bud Light? Yeah. See, Bud Light is paying for this stuff to happen. Look at this. Bud Light continues to do its best to destroy itself, and the latest move was to sponsor Pride Toronto. The beer brand under Anheuser-Busch has been getting shellacked ever since they teamed up with Bill Mulvaney. Everyone knows that. I just love how every news outlet keeps saying it. There's no one in sight. The company's website features an entire page promoting the event and states Bud Light Canada has been a proud partner of Pride Toronto for the last 10 years. Blah, 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 blah. You get the point. Okay, dude. Toronto Pride Parade features full nudity. In a video circulating from the web, from the parade, multiple adults are naked roaming through the streets. We knew this was going to happen. We knew. We had reporters in Martinsburg, West Virginia. 86% Trump supporting state. And they had a drag show in public with children. That's right. We got it on video. Timcast News. The question is, how do these things happen? I can only say this to the cops who are in West Virginia first. You got Jefferson County. Jefferson County is like Harper's Ferry. They explicitly banned drag shows that allow children. And boy, were they mad. So they moved it to Berkeley County. All right. The reason why I bring this up is, for one, obviously because I live here. I have it's like right in front of me. But this is West Virginia. Not even safe here. Now, where are the cops in West Virginia? Where is the AG to arrest the people who are putting on sex shows and bringing kids on stage for them? I got to wonder. It's a slippery slope, I suppose. Incremental. They keep doing worse. But we knew this was going to happen. I've been talking about it for months, longer than that. We said we know that when Pride comes, they're going to be out doing illegal things in front of children and with children. So we had a reporter go to these events. We had Elad Eliyahu go to Pride. And sure enough, what did he capture? They're chanting, "We're coming for your children." It is explicit. They are telling you what they're doing. But you know what? People just don't want to believe it. It sounds too crazy, right? Bud Light has quadrupled down. They keep spending the money that you give them for things like this. I'm sorry, dude. I'm well past the point. If you're buying Bud Light and you don't, and first of all, I think everybody knows. Anybody buying Bud Light, Garth Brooks, I guess, did a big thing with Bud Light. Bro, you're funding pedophilia. It is explicit and right before our eyes. This is not this nebulous, like the left was like, it's fascism. They call everything fascism. Dude, libertarians aren't fascists. Sorry, have a nice day. That makes no sense. But when Bud Light sponsors events, pays money, knowing adult men will thrust their genitals at children, it's like, okay, dude, look. Yeah, you're funding pedophilia. You are explicitly doing that. You want to buy Bud Light? I can only make assumptions about you. So I see somebody, look, the Dylan Mulvaney thing was one thing. Dylan Mulvaney is off-putting and offensive. But funding these events, sponsoring these events, I was hanging out at Charlestown, Charlestown races, playing old poker this weekend, as I normally do. A couple of weeks ago, there was a woman, just like some old West Virginia woman, and she ordered Bud Light, a couple of them. I didn't say anything. I'm like, yeah, we'll do your thing, man. There was another instance last week where a guy was like, I'm going to buy you a drink, but I'm not buying Bud Light. And I thought it was funny. I didn't say anything to this woman, but I got to tell you, the next time I'm sitting at that table, somebody orders a Bud Light, I'm going to be like, no way, dude. No way. I'm going to be like, that company sponsors events where naked men thrust their junk in front of kids. I'm not going to sit here and say nothing. Buy the beer if you want. But if you buy that beer and you drink it knowing what I just told you, well, as long as everybody knows, I'm done. You know, I'm like, yeah, look, Bud Light was offensive to a lot of people, but I'm going to mind my own business. I don't want to get political here. Not anymore. Now I'm going to be like, dude, you may as well just come out and say you support it. I'm not. And if they're like, I didn't know that, I'll be like, then don't buy that beer, dude. Buy something else. Yingling, same price, 10 times better. There was a drag show happening in Bethlehem, PA. Yingling sponsors the venue. The venue said babies were allowed. We brought it up. One of our members at Timcast.com brought it up. So I tweeted about it. Yingling comes out within a day or two and says, we worked at the venue. It is now 18 and up only. Bam. That's the right move, Yingling. Dude, I don't care about you. Have your drag show, man. I got no issues. It's just not for kids. Not for kids. They're trying. So it is gay burlesque, and they're trying to bring kids into it. It is grooming. That's what they're doing. It's not a joke. It's not being cute. It is telling you outright exactly what they're doing. We got to say no more. So there's other companies, better companies. Yingling's a better company. Starbucks, I'm on the fence with Starbucks right now. The fact that the company actually told people to take these decorations down, that's based. The fact that the union is on strike over it, that's cringe, right? Based in cringe. The idea that Starbucks is going to be like, guys, it's offensive. We don't want to do it. It's a good thing. They're denying it publicly, though. Cringe. So you know what? Here's what I think. The battle for the soul of Starbucks is on. Here's what I'm going to say. Starbucks, I'm going to keep buying from you, and I'm going to buy a whole lot. I just put in an order for the staff. You know why? I want Starbucks to know that while they're all striking because you took these decorations down, I'm going to give you money. You pick which side you want to be on. Workers who won't work, people who give you money. I don't think it's a difficult choice. And I think y'all need to understand that too. The reason Bud Light is doubling down on pride is because they know they've lost you. If Bud Light came out and said, we apologize, we'd have bought their beer. But you know what? Fine, so be it. Bud Light said, we're not going to win these people back. They hate us. Just go full pride. Bud Light will eventually become a small ancillary beer. It'll be the rainbow flag beer. That's great. Good for them. Their profits will drop dramatically. Anheuser, InBev, they're going to have to sell something else. Maybe they'll prop up a different product. Good luck to them. Good luck. Get woke. Go broke. And that's that. So for the time being, Starbucks, do the right thing. I put in an order. You do the right thing, I'm going to tell everybody to buy Starbucks. You do the wrong thing, and we're going to go somewhere else. Hey, Caribou Coffee, Pete's, you got all the chains in the world to choose from. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 4 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see y'all then.